Pam Bondi is out as United States Attorney General. There's a lot of speculation and questions right now as to the motivation behind that move, as to the potential replacements, and what this might mean for not only the U.S. Department of Justice, but the Second Amendment as well, most importantly for us, going forward. Let's take a quick look into this. Welcome back to West Virginia Gun Law. I'm Attorney Todd Leneve. Pam Bondi was installed as the Attorney General of the United States when Donald Trump took office back in January of 2025, and she has served continuously in that role since then. The gentleman who has been appointed as the interim or acting U.S. Attorney General, Todd Blanche, has been the Deputy U.S. Attorney since that same time as well. He came in along with Pam Bondi and currently is named as the acting Attorney General until there's a final decision made as to the replacement and there is proper confirmation in the Senate. So, very interesting development made by the President, his speech to the nation last night. And we find ourselves here today with all sorts of questions swirling about why this happened, why now. There's speculation that it ties to the Epstein files. There is speculation that it relates to the inconsistency of her performance. Some things she's done, honestly, have been very solid, very sound, and have been great for the Second Amendment community. But as we've talked about from time to time here, she'll turn around then in her department or some of the agencies under her supervision the next week will do something completely opposite. And so there has definitely been an inconsistency in that regard as it relates to the Second Amendment and her tenure. But she's out, and we now have Todd Blanche sitting in for the interim. Most likely he'll just be an interim. I don't know if there's any possibility that he'll be considered as a long-term replacement. There are a handful of names that apparently are being circulated right now. I'm not a political analyst. I don't want to get too deep into all that. There are a number of people that might be considered. Some have suggested Trey Gowdy. Some have suggested Lee Zeldin. There are a variety of names that I've heard since this announcement was made last night, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But we certainly can hope that whoever steps into this role is going to be a more firm proponent of the Second Amendment and perhaps at least be more consistent than what we've seen out of Pam Bondi. One of the things that we've talked about on this channel fairly recently is the federal rights restoration process, and this is something that actually began really last April, by which people who had lost their firearms rights were given an opportunity, a path forward, to petition to the U.S. Department of Justice for consideration of restoration of those rights based on a variety of factors related to their life and accomplishments since the time of their criminal offense that cost them those rights. And that process has just been kind of sitting idle for about a year now, and in fact was supposed to result in the creation and opening of a portal online on March 1st through which individuals could go themselves and submit requests for consideration of their rights being restored. March 1st came and went, and that portal still didn't open. It's just one small example of some of the inconsistency. So I think she's been a mixed bag. I don't think it's been all bad, but certainly hasn't been all good either. And it's going to be very interesting to see what happens from here out. So would love to hear what you guys think. If there are names that you think would be good candidates for consideration to fill in that position, please drop them in the comments section below. And maybe somewhere we can get some discussion going here on this issue. But as of right now, Pam Bondi is out. I don't think for the moment it's going to change anything with respect to the DOJ's stance on firearms litigation that's going on around the country, but it is the sort of move that we could see a substantial change once a replacement is named and confirmed. And again, if this is somebody who is very pro 2A, and there are some possibilities, we could see some pretty significant change here in the litigation going around the country, and we may see some sort of a resurgence of the recognition of the basic human right that is the Second Amendment. Appreciate you sticking around here for a minute. I know this was kind of a quick video and not really a whole lot of planning into it, but I wanted to get this information out because this is big news. I appreciate you watching. Look forward to seeing you the next time around. Until then, take care and stay safe.